If you have a crowd to feed and you want dinner on the table very quickly, these are 15-minute weeknight fajitas, grilled veggies, grilled steak, all the fixings, served family style. So no matter how many mouths you have to feed, everybody gets something that they like. Plus, I also get food that I like, which is a big win. Let's set up our grill for making fajitas. Now, a lot of times in restaurants, this is done on a flat top or in a skillet. It's served sizzling, fantastic. But I think you miss out on that grilled flavor. So we're doing our fajitas over charcoal. I've got my grill set up for 2-zone heat. I have a hot section, like 450 to 500 degrees, loaded with hot coals, and an indirect heat section with no coals. This gives me a lot of flexibility in my cook surface so that I can sear hot and fast, I can rest on the cool side, and everything will be finished perfectly at the same time. Charcoal is heated. I want to get my grill basket on the direct heat side so that this pan can start preheating. One of the best things about a fajita is that like crispy, crunchy char on the veggies, that dark coloration, and that's how we're gonna get that on our vegetables, is with a grill basket. While the basket's heating, I gotta prep my vegetables. I like to use a red and a yellow bell pepper. I think they have a sweeter flavor than the green bell peppers. And a yellow onion. Those are getting drizzled with avocado oil and seasoned with my Fiesta rub. You can use your favorite fajita or taco seasoning here. These are like your classic fajita vegetables, but if you wanted to add in sliced mushrooms, if you wanted to add in a spicier pepper like a poblano or a jalapeno, fantastic options. Smells amazing already. We're gonna leave those on there without touching them, without agitating them for at least 3 or 4 minutes. We really want that crispy, crunchy sear on those vegetables. And if you move them too much, you won't get the sear. You'll just get like a light browning and they'll be cooked through. So leave them alone. While those are cooking, we're gonna season our steak. This is a flap steak, sometimes called a bavette steak. It's one of my favorite cuts for fajitas. It's beautiful cut into thin strips. Skirt is lovely here. Flank is great here as well. Super simple. Also gonna hit this with my Fiesta rub. We're tying all the flavor profiles together between the veggies and the meat. One seasoning, do it all. One thing I love about a fajita is this is a 10 to 15 minute meal. We're gonna get stuff seasoned. We're gonna get it on the grill. Everything cooks really quickly. Toss the veggies, move them to the cool side. Veggies took 3 or 4 minutes. Steak's gonna take 3 or 4 minutes per side. We're not going far. We're open fire grilling here. We don't want to burn anything. We're going to stay close, but we're going to prep all of our fajita toppings so that as soon as the steak comes off, we're ready to eat. And then it's choose your own adventure. That's one of my favorite things about ordering fajitas at a restaurant is it comes with all of the toppings. You can use whatever tortillas you like, corn, flour. I'm just going to wrap my tortillas up in a little bit of foil, get them on the indirect heat side, because I do love a warm tortilla. So while those warm, I'm gonna slice my steak into strips. One of the most important things about fajitas is that it is strips of meat, right? With a flap steak like this or a skirt steak, the grain is really important. You wanna slice against the grain so you have tender strands of meat that really break apart in your mouth. With a flap steak, the grain runs this way. So if I just cut it into strips this way, it would be like chewing on rubber bands. I think you hear against the grain all of the time. And it's for good reason, because when you cook meat, the final slicing step actually really does matter. It goes a long way in terms of how the meat feels in your mouth. It can impact texture and flavor. So cutting against the grain is one of the more important kind of pro tips you can take with you in your cooking journey that will elevate every piece of meat that you make. With the grain, you can see how these long strands run with the cut of meat. This cutie right here, let's do this one, is against the grain. See how you can see the muscle strands? They look like little diamonds. That means this is going to pull and break apart really easily. This is just going to stretch like a rubber band. Here, Todd, come here. Try one side by side.
Which one first?
Whatever one you like. Doesn't matter.
Hold on, still chewing.
just a little chewier. Tastes good.
Yeah, see that?
I mean, you could cut that with a spoon if you needed to.
More tender.
Thanks, babe. Todd's always good for a live demonstration. Once we get all the meat sliced, it's important We don't want to lose any of this flavor, this board sauce. This is meat juices, seasoning, all of that charred flavor from the grill. We want that to be a big piece of how we serve our fajitas. So I usually go fajitas in piles, just like you would get at a restaurant, right? So we've got our pile of meat. When you're at a restaurant and you order fajitas, it's kind of just for you, right? This is like family style fajitas, and serving off of a board like this is really engaging. It's really interactive. And for a family like mine, I have 3 kids. Serving it this way makes sure that everybody gets exactly what they want on their fajitas. So some of my kids love sour cream, some of them don't. Some of them are very into salsa, others are very into cheese. So when we do it family style like this, there's a lot of ownership. And I feel like it actually encourages my kids to try new things because it's all there. It's all ready, it's all available. And even if it's something they think they don't like, they're usually willing to try it if we put it on a board like this. My favorite thing about fajitas at home is there's no limits. This thing is loaded with meat and veggies, all the toppings that I like, every flavor that I like, plus that extra squeeze of lime. We also have our kids. Remember how I told you this was a party platter? We have people in the wings just waiting for their turn to come eat some of this because it smells so good. Does it smell good?
Come on, guys. It's probably one of my favorites ever.
What other boards have we done? We do barbecue boards.
Yeah,
We've done fajita.
boards.
We definitely love a charcuterie board. We actually do our fruit salad on boards instead of mixing it all together so you can mix and match. But I do love a family style service, and a giant cutting board I think is more fun than a platter. Thanks for hanging out in the backyard today. Like this video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you come back because we're gonna be throwing down some amazing backyard barbecue recipes just like this one all of the time.